For 2 years, competitors have battled against their teammates and themselves to complete Las Islas. Combining a sailing stage alongside the traditional triathlon format, the event reaches out to a broader range of competitors, all eager to pit themselves against the rugged landscape of the Canary Islands. With under a week to go, event organiser Tiller Braddock is rushing to get things in place for race day. For him and the team at Youths United, this is the climax of months of hard work. Organising an event that stretches over 80 kilometres by land and sea across 3 different islands is a logistical nightmare. But everything finally looks to be falling into place, with the exception of one thing: the competitors.
So we've got 4 days to go before the event. We're on our way down now to the airport to pick up Kirsty. Apparently she's had an accident there yesterday afternoon which has pulled her socket out of her shoulder. Sounds like she's out of the race. Austin Kerry from Blue Machinery, he just got out of hospital yesterday. Who else? Jürgen's dropped out now. So most of the main players seem like they're just falling like flies. So the saga continues.
Of the main players to drop out, none is more high profile than Jürgen Coppens, the fastest man ever to complete Las Islas and holder of the 2 previous event trophies.
It's a difficult decision. I'm struggling now for the last 3 weeks, 1 month. Always I have the same problem, tendinitis, and it can be coming chronicle, and it's coming hard. Yeah.
As the fastest individual to complete the event, Jürgen is well aware of the physical demands of the competition.
To change from one discipline to the other, the muscles, they have to adapt every time you change disciplines. In triathlon, it's a very hard quadrathlon, with the Tres Islas. To do another discipline more, it's harder than people think if you want to do it on competitive base. You have to be consistent is the most important thing, to be consistent and to hang there on, just to be in the front every time, not even to win, just to be there. And in the end, you can have the best time.
3 horas, 35 minutos. The king of the Canaries, Jürgen!
I think it's a good time. It's possible to make it better if the wind conditions are okay. There will always be somebody better or worse than you, but in the end of the day, to be in Fuerteventura, to arrive there on the beach, it's just a great feeling you have, From La Graciosa, Lanzarote, and then to end in Fuerteventura on the beach, it's just a very great feeling.
With 1 day to go, many competitors are getting some last-minute practice in before the big day. None, though, more last-minute than Clive Ball, who would tomorrow windsurf 10 kilometres out to sea.
I've got another larger sail in case the wind drops, but this...
Wind's supposed to be 11 knots. Forecast says 11 knots.
That doesn't mean anything to me, actually.
Well...
Today's what?
20, 22.
Oh, right. Today. So I probably didn't actually start windsurf training until October or November of last year. I haven't been further than maybe 300 metres off the beach. Another important thing is that I actually haven't learnt to do a turn yet either. We'll have to sort of jibe across the wind, I think that's the word anyway, and at the end of each leg I'll actually have to sort of get into the water, turn the boat round and start again. When you come out of the water, if you're not ready for it, it goes straight forward. I go over the sail and unfortunately it's bashed the front of my boat in. But I'm reasonably confident that it won't fill up with water.
Of the many to raise an eyebrow of concern at the task Clive had set for himself is his wife.
Petrified. I'm really, really nervous. I'm worried about all of it, although he's done triathlons before, so he's swum before and he's cycled quite a lot. I'm really worried about the windsurfer bit because he's such a novice. But
I really do want to do it, but I have got to think of, putting other people at risk coming to get me or whatever if I run into trouble. So from that point of view, I really have got to, be sensible about it. It would be very easy to say, I'm going to go regardless. I've worked bloody hard the last few weeks, to be able to even think about going out on the surfboard. So I will be upset.
why? Why do you want to do that?
Because it's there. Because somebody said, have a go.
Let's be very clear about this. The kayaks are leaving at 1500 hours.
Los kayaks salen a las 3.
The catamarans, the J80s, the lasers are leaving at 1550. The windsurfers, there's 19 windsurfers. They will be leaving at 5 to 4 on the dot. All sailors have to, and canoeists have to carry a flare. If they do not hand that flare into Gary Miller at the finish line, they will be disqualified, even if they arrive.
I'm part of a 4-man team, and I'm just going to be doing the swim from Graciosa.
There's a really strong current coming out of the bay kind of thing, so you can't rest. If you rest, you're drifting out.
Then you've got the nightmare of the climb, 650 metres, 2 kilometres. Everyone's saying it's a run, which is a bit scary, because for me it's a bit of a power walk.
And a good friend of mine, Peter Colgate, is doing the cycling stage, which is 72 kilometres long, and then the two of us are sailing across to Fuerteventura in a J80.
I can't sail, I can't cycle, I've got 2 left feet, so I can't dance or run. Why do it?
It's like a disease. You get tillered.
I think in life one must challenge oneself.
To actually say one day that I actually swam from Graciosa to Lanzarote, that'll do for me, yeah.
What an achievement when you get there, it's worth it.
I just want to prove to myself that I can still compete.
As the ferry makes its way across to Graciosa for the start of the swim, the competitors can't help but cast an anxious eye ahead to stage 2, the cliff climb of El Risco, on top of which preparations are well underway by the army of volunteers and organisations on hand to make the event run safely.
We've got a number of volunteers, and they're all just people that are willing to come and work with us for a day, and without them we obviously couldn't do it. So it's really nice that we've got loads of support from people, mainly from the island, but some people have come from the UK that are here with their families that are involved, so that's been fabulous.
A diverse field of over 100 competitors, the youngest at just 14, the oldest some 65 years of age, have come forward to compete. Their first island of the day brings their first challenge, to swim the Graciosa Channel and reach the shores of Lanzarote.
Hoy es un día estupendo para la práctica de la natación. No hay viento, no hay olas y esperemos que tengamos una muy buena travesía. Las personas que están aquí son muy agradables y hay un ambiente, se respira un ambiente de personas deportistas, que eso es muy bueno.
The first casualty comes sooner than expected. For Darren Spur, this event was a huge personal challenge. Despite being abandoned by teammates at the last minute and against his doctor's advice, Darren had decided to attempt the entire challenge on his own.
I have a reactive arthritis, and just a kick in. It's just murder.